Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to whoever you are and wherever you are. Hi, today is a bit unusual. Today is 19th of August. It's unusual because I never do this on Tuesday, in the middle of the weekday. Today I actually went through a medical checkup, so my chest X-ray, blood test. Just a routine thing that I just suddenly feel not so well and unfit to work, probably through overstress and so forth. Probably I already explained to the doctor, and probably it kind of related already to that effect. Probably I have to build my self-esteem and so forth, so that's a bit of my work and private side. So sorry, I'll be coughing quite often because I'm not so well. But anyway, yeah. Today I got something from the mail. Sort speaking, from my last auction in local, which is Trigonometrics. So Trigonometrics is their business number license and their address. If any one of you wish to participate or wish to do submission for consignment, here they are. To be honest, they are one of the largest ones in Malaysia for auction. It used to have a lot of varieties auction to try to penetrate the comic books, to try to penetrate into the trading cards, sports memorabilia, etc. beyond coins, stamps, and banknotes. But I believe they have already separated their businesses models to specify each one. So last time they had superfractor, which is isolated into another business or another broader business, as I say in my last few videos, to comic books, trading card, especially trading cards and sports cards games. So there's one entity, and the good old body of the elder ones, where the complements with the old people, funny old style of collection of coins and banknotes, it still remain in trigonometrics. So they still organize the by yearly event. So the next one is coming in October. I believe it's the first weekend of October. They will have another convention, which is the last convention for this year. I would probably go to the convention, but I would not splurge a lot of my capital on this coming event, because I'm saving up, as I would say. I'm saving up money for my journey to Japan. So I'm backing up myself to buy something unique, or things that I can't find outside of Japan, so I can find banknotes over there. So as I said, bear with me. There will be less videos for this month and next month or so, September, early October, and at the moment of this time there are not much of videos, probably one video a month. Until then, I would still be running through some videos on non-numismatic related event. So on a side track of information, one of the good news that we are now in my country is debating is whether we should invite President of the United States to come to ASEAN meeting in October, so early October. So that was the parliament currently debating on and discussing on whether we should officially invite him for coming to Malaysia. Well, the reason is because Malaysia is the host nation for the ASEAN, any form ASEAN meeting this year. They're the chairman, so the host of the countries, most of the events. We've already done the ASEAN meeting with the foreign ministers club and so forth. The one that hasn't done is with the international one, plus 3, if I'm not mistaken, with China, with Australia, with big Canada, and also United States, on the partnership or collaboration with ASEAN in any circumstance, including India, not to forget India, in these circumstances. So yeah, this is a quite significant event, and I hope that I would like to see him coming to Malaysia, because Malaysia is a very modern, is a Muslim majority country other than Indonesia. So it'll probably serve him some note of advice on how stigmatize the Muslims in his view. Being saying that Muslims are terrorists are Muslims is definitely very not right. So opening up an opportunity rather than banning him is the biggest obstacle that we need to address. We need to allow him to explore, rather than building walls over him, opening the doors, exposing him to the world view. That is one of the sort of things that one should do. And to a way that we can see is a way to persuade Israel to maneuver around that. You see, Israel is nothing without United States. Its weapons division and so forth all come from the United States. So Israel is very heavily reliant on America's support. Without it, it kind of would be crippled. Secondary to European Union, EU, especially Germany. Now, Germany relation with Israel is very tricky because Israel would like to play a very hard ball with Germany, because remember, you're the one who had the Holocaust. You have to pay Israel, and they are in debt to Israel very, very well. And any kind of circumstance push against any politician, German politicians, slightly push against Israel's opinion or support, they are immediately automatically labeled as neo-fascists, neo-Nazis. A man in Germany, a politician, still believe that Hitler is still the best, what he did, and justify it because you didn't support Israel. It gets stigmatized very, very easily. I understand that on those kind of political minefield, I would say, certain things, certain problems. So currently, that's how the world's run. The world runs in the core of such atrocities, as I would say. So anyway, that is for the sidetrack of the current affairs of the day. So yeah, now back to so I've already bought one option from numismatic, one note, which is a Republic of China's note, which is there you go. Now this packaging is not so well. They do written there, please do not bend, but there's no hard cover or inside. It's just flimsy. Another thing inside here is a receipt, so I'm not going to open that one. That's my quiet disclosure. So this is just plain. Again, they are very, very dangerous. That is the danger part. So if you notice this, I actually got this one pretty lucky from them. They did not ban because I'm willing to take the risk, because the note that I bought is already encapsulated by PMJ. Now, I rarely buy or get something from auction with PMJ, but knowing the notes is far difficult to achieve, to possess, or even to find. It's just I have to get it. So this is the June 2025 auction, late June. I mean, now it's August, so they've been keeping this note in their inventory for a long time. Actually, normally I'm supposed to get this note if I bet on June during the convention, the numismatic fair. I will collect it. Normally, they know that I will do that, so and they know my name pretty well when I come and collect my goods, my item. But since today, my hospital was close by at this establishment, I might as well go, hey, why not collect it before the office closed? So I collected that from them. So yeah, I collected from them rather than deliver it. I still gonna ask them to collect from them, and even the audacity of collecting from them is quite dangerous. But it's encapsulated, so I don't mind. So if they don't have any standard of protection, it's very risky. Anyway, all I'm saying is I went to the office and get it. They were ready to mail it to me, but I decided not to, so I collected from them. So I collected what they have given. So I noticed that they didn't put any hard things, and they had written in there say do not ban. It is very, to me, it's kind of dangerous. But luckily the note is not raw note, is already encapsulated, so this encapsulation is already protecting the note itself from bending. So there goes my biggest worry is the safety of sending it through mail is one of the concern for me. That is why I always prefer to collect it myself, the notes. But anyway, since I was there close by, I just gotta get it. So the note I bought is actually this one, China, from actually technically they should write Republic of China. The bank issuance is from the Central Bank of China, PIC number 363, serial number C301, which is verified right here, and the block number is right here. 1949 was printed in that year, issuance for 1949, one of the last years of the Republic of China. In 1949 is officially is a People's Republic of China. So there are notes that are printed by Republic of China in 1948, and a banknote issued in People's Republic of China under the People's Bank of China, printed in the year 1948. There are overlap periods because the north side is already quite officially established as a People's Republic state, and the south, well, like Shanghai and so forth, they are still using this note, so they're still running in the mill to print this custom gold unit in and the printer is SBNC. Basically it's Security Banknote Company. SBNC means Security Banknote Company. Now, typical note, front is all Chinese with a portrait, standard, a portrait of Sun Yat-sen. Intaglio print across the whole board, central marking of intaglio print patterns, written here 10,000, 10,000, 10,000, 10,000, 10,000, all four corners, written here center 10,000, custom gold unit. Written up here is Central Bank of China, or basically central bank is the literal word in Chinese. Translate to English is central bank. Alright, and this is a custom gold unit of 1,000, custom gold unit of 1,000 yuan, basically, or custom gold unit. This is the year of the Republic, which is written here, China Republic 37th year. 37th year, and bottom is written in Chinese, which is the printer of this note, Security Banknote Company. At the back, same standard for any CGU guideline from the central bank. The guideline is exactly a print, can be variety of design, but principle must remain is four corners would have denomination. This denomination at the top and the bottom is optional. The center must be the Central Bank of China's building, whatever portrait is, whatever perspective it is facing the left side, the right side, up, bottom, any kind of perspective can be chosen, and it must be written at the top of the portrait, the Central Bank of China, in English. And the center would written in denomination, and across it the middle is written in English. 10,000 custom gold units. Signed by the left side and right side by the assistant general manager and the general manager of that year. So everything design wise pretty darn standard. Variety of design, variety of different colors, and most probably variety of the size of the banknote. So this one I did not have in my huge collection. I call for me myself a huge collection. Probably everybody else has much further developed collection than I do. So I'm quite happy with this. 20 very fine, still in the level of a good collection for notes that are difficult. For me, this note is actually quite difficult to get for local areas. For me, finding this note is getting harder and harder because this type of notes are more getting specific to the denomination and to the type. Most probably you have to go back into China to find all these notes, especially in Shanghai, in area who have this heavy collection. But outside of the country is very difficult, especially coming into like Malaysia. Singapore maybe have few of the unique denomination because there are huge collectors there in Singapore, but the way they charge it, they know. In the global market or whatsoever, the book actually indicate this is only $8. According to the PIC, the standard catalog book, the PIC number, verifying is guidelines show is around $7.50 US dollars. $7.50. Now that's about 50 to 60 ringgit, I would give or take. Yeah, and I paid this a little bit more, double actually. I paid double of this. It's still a very good price because if I most of the time go to a dealer and so forth, they mostly go over 200, 250 to 300. Knowing that this is a big denomination, they charge higher. But actually, it doesn't matter what denomination is. It's what the specific note of that type and who are the printers is important. So the one that is printed, the one that is very rare and very difficult one is printed, if I'm not mistaken, printed by Waterloo and Son, now from United Kingdom, or is Thomas de la Rouge. I'm not too sure what it is. It should be one of those two, but I do know that notes that are very hard to find and very expensive, reasonably expensive actually, the word is reasonable, it's not really expensive, it's relatively or reasonably expensive because of its search for those notes are kind of difficult, need a little bit more effort. Those printed in United Kingdom, they are limited, so a little bit more difficult to find, but the quantity is out there. It's the effort of finding it makes the price goes up. So the principle of this custom gold unit is a lot of them are actually very reasonable price. Even if you as a collector, you want to sell it to another collector, if you use the guideline of the book stating that it's $7.50 for very fine, why would be a bonkers of them when I'm trying to sell somebody this note to another collector at a price of $40 US, $50 US? It goes bonkers. It doesn't make sense unless the PIC recognize the price has gone up and they have upgraded the price tag. they do have upgraded, but recently they didn't do any new books or new guidelines of it. So eventually, if the book has gone more than unchanged for more than 5 years, give or take, then the price would become irrelevant. The $7.50 becomes irrelevant because we have to take the issue of a the issue of the inflation. The demand and supply do fluctuate and change. So right now probably I see this, it goes up because there's a lot more demand rather than supply. Especially the hungers are coming from mainland China. The more and more people actually have disposable income in China, like places like Chongqing, Shanghai, Beijing, Tianjin, Guangzhou, in Guangdong, or previously British call it Canton. These major area of urban cities, we have population start to become gentrified, new money, new wealth. Then to have the extra disposable money, considering collecting banknotes as a investment, as what most of them do. So the hunger actually goes there. It's actually the price of the Chinese banknote actually went up beginning in the year early 2000s, when China miracle boom, just 5 years before the China so-called economic miracle boom, in the 2000 to 2004, you start to rattle that a lot of Chinese banknote price suddenly shot up because there are a lot of people with new money, new disposable income start buying up the notes, and till today we see a lot of Chinese banknotes have skyrocketed. The price went up ballistically, especially the People's Republic of China banknote 1948, 1949. These banknotes are even rareifying in this moment because a lot of them are hoarded, the notes. But if you go back in time, probably in the early or even early 1990s, those notes are still widely available and China wasn't that really open. So the notes are actually worth very, very cheap, probably around $100, $200. Right now you're looking them at tens of thousands of dollars in good conditions. So yeah, even I actually had that phenomenal because I bought a note during that time for a mere $30, 30 ringgit. It was the 2 yuan, 1950 something, the green color one. Yeah, the green color one with the watermark. There are two type of watermark: the star watermarks, and the other one is with the ancient Chinese coin, the Pu watermark. I actually got the Pu watermark. I didn't know there were two types, but I got the Pu watermark for the price around less than 40 ringgit. Condition wise is very fine, I would say, fine to very fine. Side of the level, it was quite dirty and it's quite multiple folds, I would say. But again, $30. I bought it before the boom hype happened in China. I got it was in 2001 or 2002. I got that note, and from that note right now it jumped to already, or brilliantly it has jumped to more than 800 to 900 ringgit. If it were a better condition, it could probably be at 2000 ringgit. And I mean, that's what I'm saying. So $30 getting into 800, it's a soaring price. Went up after more than 15 years in the making. It's a thing of surprise. So a lot of Chinese banknotes went up really radically. So the question arises, what about the Republic of China? Now, recently, it's just only recently. Previously, all the collectors, they were collecting mostly of the People's Republic of China. That is inflated the price really, very fast. The Republic of China series during that period, there's so many. varieties out there, and collecting them all is actually abundantly impossible. Even experts who specialize in Chinese numismatic, it would be impossible one collector to achieve 100% collection of those multitude of collection, even excluding the specified note series. All right, in excluding the specified note series, even that, the normal general notes that has been issued is far difficult to collect by one person or even one organization, because there are way too many out there. If I'm not mistaken, the number of quantities for the Republic of China notes raising around 4,000 items. There were 4,000 different varieties, including variations, notes out there to collect. And majority of those notes, due to the loss of the war, loss of the land, and they retreated to Taiwan, a lot of these notes were destroyed, burned. So, like this one, I got this one, the Land Bank of China Limited. This is 1926, 5 yuan. The branch is actually Tianjin, not Shanghai. Now, if you look at a lot of the heritage auction, those was selling this type of note, and this is actually 1926 type of note. It is very difficult to find. If even in PMG, the quantity number for this one, I'm probably is the only one that's registered and the highest. It's probably top pop note for this one, right? This 5 yuan. Now, what I found out, this one is a lot of them they're selling is the 1931 series, the 1 yuan, 5 yuan, 1 yuan, 5 yuan, and 10 yuan. They only 3 denomination. Okay, they only got 3 denomination, but majority of them I see 1931, and they're all printed under the branch of Shanghai. Of course, 1931 they only got one branch left, which is Shanghai. The 1926 series, the 1926 series of this note has 2 branches, Shanghai and Tianjin. Now, during that year, 1926, the government, the capital city is actually is conversely, after 1911 revolution, they are moving their commercial center from Beijing and Tianjin to Shanghai and Nanking. So the branch in Tianjin was a former HQ for this bank. Temporary, in a short period, they transferred it to Shanghai as the main branch or the HQ, and eventually Tianjin banknotes prints were very small quantity, very, very limited. Now, for this note, I was trying my very utmost best to find out how much is it. Now, in PIC, under the standard catalog book, this is about 1,000 USD. It's written as a 1,000 USD, but knowing that the normal one that is being selling in Heritage, in auction in Heritage, and in eBay, with the same denomination, but in a very common year, which is 1931 print, they are selling around outstandingly 3 times what the book says. And those are actually cost around in the books. This one's 1,000 in the book. The other one, 1931, is about 300 or 250 USD, with the same condition like this at that price in the book. But they're selling it around 600 or so, around 500 to 600 US dollars, 3 times its number. So what about this one? Knowing the statistic that it goes up double or triple, or even rarer, exquisitely quadruple. Most of the range of each category going up of the rarities or the grades is always double or triple. That's the most common denomination, the value of the item goes up statistically. Mathematically calculate majority is double or triple. So if I say this is triple, it should be about 3,000 USD. That's making about 12,000 ringgit. So 3,000 US dollars. This worth, my estimate. The thing is, that is my estimate based on the statistic of how the book run, comparing all the notes that has been currently selling in the market with inflation and so forth. I don't know how much would that be, because there are no data to support for me on this one. How much is actual value? I don't know. To appreciate it, we need to collect more data, more information. But at this moment of time, I'm just guess it at 3,000 US dollars. That's 12,800 or 12,600 ringgit bank note. So yeah, this is one of the stand that I do not know. That one probably I got data on that one, but this one I don't have data. It's quite unknown to me on its actual value. The only way to know is somebody out there other than me is selling the note. So by knowing that is the situation, and come back to this CGU, is the same scenario of the item. And as I was saying, recently in mainland China, they started to collect Republic of China's banknotes, which is in warning sign that a lot of those central bank notes, the Japanese occupation notes in China, they will go up again, probably in the next 10 years or so or less. All the prices of this note will actually simultaneously goes up. I came into the picture much more earlier, but I actually slowed down my collection on the Chinese notes because the availability is not there in the market. But right now there is a demand for it, so there probably people are selling these notes out in the open right now. It's a matter of time how fast can you snatch it before the market bursts. When I say burst, it goes up. Now burst means it goes down, that it becomes cheap. It will go more expensive because the demand for it is going to go up. There are many people are starting to arise, especially in mainland China. Well, the trigger is actually from the mainlanders. Are they still collecting or looking for the People's Republic, or have they migrated to collect Taiwan and the Republic of China notes? That is the moment of the event trigger. So knowing that situation, I knew that it's coming right now. It's in the works, in the pipeline right now. A lot of them are ganging up. I noticed that a lot of Chinese numismatic collectors, they are very how should I say the word, organized, very aggressive, very strategized. They are actually trying to do very patriotic thing. Even this is acknowledged by a lot of the auction house in United States, because those days in United States they have collected a lot of world banknotes during the early days, especially during the early days of China and Japan and so forth. So a lot of private collectors are actually storing their so-called notes in their own private possession, and knowing that they're probably going to sell it because they're old age, the younger children, the younger generations don't really understand on the appreciating collecting these notes, so they sell it off. That's where these people on the mainlanders comes into picture. They're quite organized. What they will do is they will pay as much as they could to gather those notes, bring it back to China, and store it in China. Basically, they try to collect all their artifacts. It's like an archaeological event. They're collecting all those notes, all those coins that are outside of the country to be repossessed in the mainland China. Whatever is Chinese made or Chinese ancient time made, they want to bring it back to China. They know they have to do this because a lot of those items that like banknotes and coins, most of it are destroyed in China. They were all destroyed, or majority of them are destroyed. Even the surviving notes, they don't survive very well, not like this one. I haven't seen this note in a 65 and above. It's impossible. Because at that time it was a war-torn country, there were no proper infrastructure, the storage of the notes were very bad. So condition wise, you will find the best note condition even in the market you can find is probably at extremely fine, nothing about uncirculated. Extremely fine probably is the highest level you can achieve to get the best quality, and with doing that the price would also jump very high for extremely fine condition. And if somebody an opportunity, one of the thousands or one of the 10,000 of the notes have graded more than or beyond extremely fine, yeah, they're gonna be really expensive. We were not talking about statistically 3 times its value or 4 times its value. We're looking at probably 5 to 6 times of its jump multiplication of its value before the grade below. So, knowing that China is now doing this, knowing these mainlanders from China are doing this in their collector, they come to Malaysia, find all the notes, especially they're still finding People's Republic of China notes. I know, I've been there, I've been one of those victims. They try to lowball me and sell it very low, and when they go back to their country, if they want to sell it, they sell it very high. Bear in mind, I do have their catalog books, and I do know what is the standard price there. And if they try to lowball me, I do not accept it, because I do know people who are enthusiast collectors, the non-Chinese, non-mainlanders, probably like Americans or Europeans or even Africans. They are finding those, they want to collect Chinese notes, they don't have it, they will pay a premium to get those notes. But on the other hand, is where to source them, and the Chinese people will do that. They source out, find where are they, buy out from them, bring it back home. That's their mission. That's what their purpose is now, and that is what I see. So when these vouchers goes around the numismatic fair, you'll see mainland Chinese looking at their notes. Be aware, they are doing a patriotic duty for their country, collecting their artifacts and bring it back home. But don't let them lowball you. Put a high price, because they are willing. If they willingly need that note to be sent back to China, they're willing to pay for it. Mark my word. So that is my true understanding, what I have experienced. So I do know how to play their balls, their games, whatever. So that is my advice to all you guys out there or girls who are collecting banknotes. I know if you are from mainlanders or watching this, you think that I'm saying ridiculously far-fetched, but that is how I felt when I deal with mainland buyers who traders. They are very cutthroat, very very cutthroat. So I tend not to sell to them if they really lowball me. The attitude is also really not gentleman. It's a very market kind of like a fishmonger dealings. So I try not to deal with them in the future, but if I have to, if there's opportunity, I will. But in the meantime, I am kind of immune from their so-called manipulation of lowballing me. So yeah, if you're not gentleman enough or gentle ladies, I'm not doing it. So that's a lesson for everyone out there collecting banknotes. So yeah, as my resolution, New Year resolution for this year is my pursuance of custom gold units continues. So anybody have any notes who wants to talk about and to share your notes and all that. So that's all for me from today. It's a very short video since it's only one note. Thank you very much. So what is my next note that I'm talking? I'm waiting probably next 2 weeks, end of the month I will have notes from my online biddings in Europe from the cats auction. So I'm waiting for them to deliver to arrive. Once they arrive, again I'll do another video and present it in my archive and so forth. Disclaimer, as always, I do this not for clickbait and so forth. I do this for my own archive, my own personal diary on my banknote collection and my current thoughts of that time period, which that's why I always have sidetracked things that's political or whatsoever, just to remind me of the current event on that period when I do this recording. Sorry for that if it bores you out. So yeah, and even as my private diary, sharing my journey on my collection is a very joyful thing to do. So I will continue to share my knowledge, my collection, and make numismatic fun for anyone. As investment or as collection hobby, it's open so much available, and as time goes by we will be probably using more digital currency, more virtual banknotes. Physical banknotes will become a thing of a past, probably another 100 years I would say. But anyway, thank you very much for today. If you like this video, do give me a like, and if you would like to see future, do subscribe so you get a future notification of the next video. So thank you very much, and I'll see you next time real soon. Bye bye.